Thanks very much, Mr Acting Speaker. I'm disappointed the Minister has left the chamber because it has been a very good debate and it brings home the issue regarding autism, and I just wanted to refer to a lady that made representations to me, and a dedicated mother, Tracy Ann Garrard, who has, I just want to quote from her letter that with a family that's faced great hardship after 2.5 years of fighting have already passed. And really, it's certainly, it was a long time before what they found out that the problem was with the child. His diagnosis became a relief to them, really, as her and her husband were often left wondering what had happened to their little boy. He was enjoying life, and all of a sudden they didn't know what had happened to him. But as a result, he was diagnosed with autism, and that's where the problem started. She rejected that their child's life could be dictated to, and at the age of 2, without trying and even trying, they set about organising private applied behavioural therapy program for their child at home because the services weren't available to them. And that program ran for about 2.5 years and cost that family $1,000 a week for the 2 therapists, the behavioural analyst, therapy items and toys that were required for the 30-hour-a-week program to be achieved. Their son also went on the gluten-free diet and underwent biomedical treatment and chiropractic care. The costs were more than they could ever afford on the single parent's pension, and after selling every asset that they had, including furniture and personal items and alike, they realised that they needed to borrow money to continue the program to ensure the future of their son and to build on his progress. Halfway through the program, they had run out of options and they were unable to secure personal finance. And under this pressure of trying to create a future for their son, they decided to borrow money through business finance through their company, the Clever Little Secretary. Over the next year, the figure of the business overdraft would exceed $40,000, and the program continued until May 2007 when all the funds had run out. And in those 2.5 years, their son kept the family going, and for 1 year, Xander wasn't unable to sleep more than 3 hours in any 24-hour period. So then they were just completely run down and were seeking support. They'd written to the Minister. They'd also made representations to the various departments, DADIC, and they'd written to the Director General as well as writing to myself. And, you know, I'm pleased to see the Shadow Minister for Disability Services here. And
the Minister isn't. Because the Minister isn't.
Where the Minister is, and I'd already made that comment and observation. And, you know, in March last year, to show how serious that the opposition are on their concerns and their future and trying to provide a future for autism, that it was important. He acknowledged the important. The funding is a start, and however that it was very important for him to realise that and they complimented the Minister for the autism announcement that was made on funding. However, this doesn't go far enough because the Shadow Minister, like all of us, have met families throughout not only our electorate, but he met families throughout Broken Hill and been to Lismore and met with people in my own office over this issue and over recent weeks. The announcement was welcomed by the sector. It certainly did not address the difficulties facing many families, particularly those outside of metropolitan areas and in country and regional New South Wales. And that's the same situation as I tried to describe earlier that Tracy Ann Garrard and her family have been placed in. And we need to support these families throughout country and regional areas because they do not have the facilities that are available to them here in the city. And we certainly recognise that there needs to be more funding and more programs made available.